There it is. Look. Oh, that's so cool. That's rad as hell. Hello everyone, and welcome to another new Ganymede devlog. I'm narrative lead Michael P, currently recovering from the spicy cough, so you may have to forgive me if my voice gives out. But I'm joined once again by art director and my esteemed co-producer, Billy K. Roberts. How you doing?
Good.
That's great. We've got a lot to show you all today.
What a dick.
So, should we dive in?
Let's dive.
All right. So, since last time, we have all of the outfits, head accessories, most of the weapons for the Metakrew avatars modeled, rigged, and functioning in-game. They all look fantastic. There's still a little bit of clipping and weight painting issues that need to be cleaned up. But the heavy lifting is all done for those. So, finally, I can actually make, I don't know if you can yet, Billy, if we've got all the stuff in for your avatar, but I can actually make my my crewmate now, the one that I'm using on Discord and Twitter and pretty much everywhere else, because he's awesome. I've got the view agent coat, and this is it. I can finally play as my character. I think the cat's clipping a little bit. Yeah, we need to adjust that a little bit. I think the shroud heads are in a slightly different position to the human ones, but still, it feels pretty good, man.
You look badass. You just got blue everywhere. That's awesome.
I know. It's so cool. Yeah, this is basically like the full view agent uniform, including the weapons. So I got like pretty lucky with this one, I think. I need to think of a backstory for my character being a shroud view agent. You know what, actually? If you guys are watching this on YouTube, post a link to your crewmate in the comments below, and we'll see if we have all the assets in to make them, and I'll post some up on Twitter for you all, because I know people are really itching to see them in game. So I think we're reiterating the current hair models, because they're still not 100% happy with those. We still have to get in the rest of the accessories, but they are all modeled. They're all looking fantastic. I think we're easily like 75-80% of the way through having all of the Metakrew assets rigged and functioning pretty much how we want them to be functioning. Am I right? About 80%, you think?
Yeah, I've actually got a timeline on that. So we've got 4 weeks is when all of the hairstyles and everything will be done.
Heck.
So
we have some partner collections. You may have seen some teasers we have so far. Let me just scroll through here. Yes, we've got the Cypher. We've got the Cybercoms, of course. I love this guy so much. We've got a few Clone X in. Where are we? There we go. That cool little decimation effect. And we've got one other that I think is in already, but not allowed to show today because we're actually working on a little teaser for that now. But I'd love to hear if anyone has any guesses to what this next Avatar collection might be. I'll give you a clue. It's a team that we have collaborated with in the past, and one that I'm personally a big fan of. So it's going to be exciting to check out the next week. Why do you keep pointing that at me? I'm just a little boy in a dragon mask. Come on. While we're talking about like characters and stuff, hang on, let me just switch back to my one. Timmy has also coded in a, oh, there he is. Oh, I didn't think that was working for all the models. That is totally working. Timmy's coded in a photo mode here. This is going to be fantastic for our content team, but also great for players to show off their characters and explore the world through perhaps a more cinematic and more custom lens. So let me see, I got a focal distance there. I think we wanted about 320 here. Look at that. Let's get some golden hour lighting in here. Oh, look at that. So dramatic. That's awesome. Oh, I love this. So cool. Yeah, stand right there. Let me adjust the focal length here a little bit. If I go focal distance and then bring down the blurred depth radius, or is it the app? No, there we go. It's the aperture. The f-stop. I love that. That's awesome. While we're talking about making things look real nice, the art team has just about finished a complete overhaul of the modeling and texturing style in surfaces and objects across the city and beyond. I'm sure Billy could speak to that a little bit and that process. I mean, you can see it like right beneath our feet here, actually, can't you?
Yeah. So basically, we sort of just solidified the style of what we were producing. And it turns out that it's quite difficult to create a process that works efficiently. Obviously, we don't have endless resource, so we're trying to make sure that we can achieve the look that we want to go with. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a process, but the whole team has been working like night and day, literally, to make this stuff happen and to really bring the style to life. So, yeah, we're not too far away now. And a lot of it, yeah, up here, like all of this stuff, a lot of it is getting polished and finalized and making sure that we're following the same direction across the board for everything that we're creating. And yeah, it's all looking real nice. It's all coming together, and I can't wait to see it all in finally, because I've just been seeing it in like Blender and renderings and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I was just leading us up here. We got hundreds of new props concepted, dozens of them, as you can see, already modeled and textured. Timmy's made us a little gallery showcase here in the city square, is what this seems to be. And there's just like, yeah, look at these. These are like scanners and like shield emitters. We've got this is like a display case for weapons and other props like that. We've got these new planter boxes. I just absolutely love this like timber trim that we've got around here. I know that you love these milk crates, Billy. Jimmy made these milk crates that just have like so much character to them. What else have we got? Yeah, we've got like some street signs, little neon signs here. We've got all kinds of little boxes and ammo crates and chests and weapon crates and all these little, bits of trimming and props, and all of it with like just packed with all these beautiful little diegetic kind of storytelling details. I just love the ammunition that's going to lend to us, and I think the level of immersion it'll enable for the players as well. So this is just a small little taste of what we've gotten in. You got a favorite out of these, Billy? Is it the milk crates? Is that right?
Yeah, it's definitely the milk crates. It's just that texture is so clean and stylized. It's really nice. But obviously I love it all because it all is coming together. Everything has a purpose, and like all of these little things floating in the air, all set dress props. That's just going to help us in the future build out stuff a lot more effectively and a lot more efficiently. And sort of just like a future proofing stage where, Timmy and all the team have a lot of like assets to their arsenal when it comes to like level design and stuff as well. So it's just asset building.
Yeah.
And it's all coming together.
Yeah. And it means that we've got all this beautiful like bespoke custom stuff that adds to our world and our design and the iconography of New Ganymede that I think is already like becoming quite iconic. So we don't have to, use a bunch of like generic sort of kit bash assets. It's gonna make our world look really unique and really immersive and bespoke. And it's really exciting to see it come together. While we're still in the city, I would like to draw attention to the updates in dynamic sky and weather. So on top of what we've already shown, we have wind and rain now affecting foliage. So I'm gonna crank up the wind a little bit here to show that. Actually, let's have a look at those bushes are going nuts. All right, have a look at this tree right here. I'm going to bring the wind back down, and you'll see the way that it actually responds to the dynamic wind. So, you know, like any real environment, New Ganymede's going to have dynamic weather that'll change, you know, hour by hour and day by day. If we really crank it up, let's see, let's bring up the clouds, let's bring up the precipitation. Basically get like a full tropical thunderstorm in here. I think works quite well for the type of foliage that we're using as well. We definitely need to turn the grasses and the bushes down just a little bit, but I love the way it looks on these trees. We just have a look in the distance there for these ones down here again. Something really satisfying about just like watching them bend and start animating like that. This gives so much life to the city, I think. So what you're seeing here in the distance is actually... where are we? Yeah, a real-time, accurate simulation of the Galilean moons of the Jovian system in a sped up, but as far as Timmy has told me, reasonably accurate relative orbital periods and relative size to one another, which is pretty dang cool, I think, and just adds a, you know, another layer to the New Ganymede environment and skybox that just makes it feel really dynamic and alive. So I think that's a really, really cool little feature there. So here, when we put it in like a low light here, actually see the way that Jupiter's like generating and refracting light there.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, definitely. I would talk a little bit more in depth about this and why the Jovian system and what might have inspired Timmy to do this, but that might be a little bit spoilery, so I think we'll talk about that again maybe in a future little lore chat that we'll do a little bit closer to release perhaps. Okay, so with that out of the way, there are two things that I really want to focus on today. The first one of those is UMBRIEL. So next year's demo will include the first gameplay loop for New Ganymede, basically an instanced, dynamic co-op dungeon environment, which players will party up to tackle PvE content, that's player versus environment. We'll be starting with one map with a number of key variables that will provide a slightly different experience each loop. Now, this dungeon is canonically not in the same world of New Ganymede. It's on this dark, bizarre virtual plane that's basically the antithesis of New Ganymede, called UMBRIEL, populated by undead and mutant fiends called the Revenants. So the majority of the team's focus over the past few months has been in fleshing out this environment and the PvE gameplay loop. Billy and I started with a lot of conversations and notes and sketches over the stories we wanted to tell in this place, over level design and how players and enemies would interact with each other and interact with this environment in compelling ways, over the story, design, and mechanics for our first big boss fight, and how they would inform each other in a cohesive and exciting experience for players. So the art team cracked into the concept work with all these pieces in mind. The level is not finished for us to run around in today, but we have made a huge amount of progress. So I'm going to ask Billy to break the rules just a little and maybe show us some little teasers. What do you think, sir?
Sounds like a plan. So UMBRIEL has been a bit of a process back and forth narratively, trying to inject as much as we can from the lore and really make it a part of the whole world and make it believable. So a lot of the stuff that we've been doing has been between me and Michael, you know, trying to build up this crazy world that narratively works, and it's been like this big, like to be honest, it's been a very big task, hasn't it? Like, it's been massive.
Oh yeah.
We started off really small, creating the dungeon, and we were blocking stuff out in 3D. We were just like getting a point of reference really to start adding on top of. And it started off really small, like really small. because we were a bit afraid of like the timeline and our ambitions with it all. And then what ended up happening is I gave it to James, and it increased about 5 times the size. And we just, what did we say? We just said, who cares? Let's do it.
We kind of split the difference a little bit. But we were like, you know what? Having it at scale like this, having it feel like really open and epic and wild is just so much more compelling. We were originally going to do 2 like small dungeons. And we were like, why not just go big? Start with 1 big one. The first content that we want players to engage with, we really, really want to make an impression. So that's what we're committed to in UMBRIEL.
So we made it 5 times larger, and it got to the point where we actually broke it up into like districts. Like it was that big that we actually now have like sections that have story, and each section has its own story. So it's pretty epic. I think a lot of the concepts will sort of speak for themselves, and I honestly cannot wait until we get things in engine and playtesting. And I think the most exciting part about the whole thing is we started off, over 12 months ago talking about this stuff. And then now we're seeing it come to life piece by piece. And I feel like the amount of passion and energy that we've pushed into the narrative and the IP and the style and everything, we're really able to explore that with UMBRIEL. And I feel like that's our hero thing that we're creating for this demo launch. So I'm super pumped. I think everyone's going to love it. And I can't wait to see people's reaction.
So the second thing I really want to show off today that Tim is chipping away in the background is our prototype SDK. We've already revealed that player housing will be a feature we'll first introduce in the demo and continue to expand over time. On the outside, they're going to be, for starters, these like little customizable container apartments, kind of like a tiny house. But inside, they're going to be instanced and offer a larger space to customize and decorate with a bunch of props earned through the game and potentially props imported from other collections, maybe. So this apparently took a huge amount of complicated mathematics, but what we have right now is a set of tools that emulates basic functions of the Unreal editor, but inside the game application in real time. And that is huge. So for a demonstration here, these objects that you're seeing, they're all placeholders, obviously, but I want to show some of the level of customization that a house owner might be able to get into. So we're going to come up here and we're just going to mess around with this a little bit, I think. For starters, we've got our little apartment here. I'd kind of like to have maybe like a little bit of a bay window at the top here. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to maybe delete it on the other side here. Doesn't look like there's actually a way to like get up to that level at the moment. So how about this? Let's go ahead and take this floor and just like slide it out there a little bit. And I don't think we've got a stair prop yet. So what should we do? Maybe like make a couple of boxes or something that we can like jump up to here. What do we got down here? Crate. All right, there we go. Crate. Let's put some crates down. I reckon if we go like 1, I think we can plane these. Yeah, we got another one there, and maybe another one there. I think maybe from here we'll be able to jump up. Let's see, move these out a little bit. Have you played around with this much yet, Billy?
No, I haven't, but this is crazy. And I'm just starting to think at the modularity that we're going to be able to produce for, people trying to create unique homes. Like the amount of content that we can create as a user-friendly base is just incredible.
Yeah, this honestly just blows my mind. Okay, what else can we put in here that we've got? Let's see. We've got some
We should do build offs.
wind wall.
Like, how cool would that be? Like getting the community to build like awesome homes and then do like giveaways, whoever built the best home, and
Yes, yes, yes,
how
yes.
cool would that be?
Absolutely. Has to be done. All right, I don't want to have to walk from the portal through the water and get my shoes wet. I'm not about that. So what I'm going to do here is make us a little walkway. We can take right to our little patio here. Let me slide this out there. What else have we got? Let's take this wing wall. Let me go ahead and target this if I can. Might have broken this. Oh no, there it is. Okay. Rotate. Yeah, Timmy was talking to me about this and the amount of oops, grabbed the wrong object there. And the amount of mathematics required. How do I reset this? I think I'm just gonna leave that one. The amount of like mathematics that was required for this is just like you wouldn't believe. It's absolute madness. Go ahead and maybe move this one down like that. See if we can like climb up onto the top of it. Let's do that. Let's make like a little jump puzzle so we can climb up on the top of it. We can do a crate there for starters. Then I reckon from there the player can probably jump up onto that rail, even though we've kind of messed with that ceiling a little bit. From there, I don't know if there's collision in this little bit yet. I'm not sure about that. So we might have to climb up the top of the wall. So let's duplicate this crate. Put another one up here. Let's maybe even go ahead and like rotate it out this way. We can grab onto that. Move it. Let's move it maybe out this way a little bit. We can like run and grab onto that. Let's go ahead and clone it. Put another one up here. I'm gonna try to get like all the way onto the top of this wing wall here. Let's clone it again. Let's clone one more. Now this is a little bit quick and dirty, but I just want to sort of demonstrate. We've only got a few props in here at the moment. We're obviously going to have a lot more, but I just want to be able to demonstrate like exactly what it is that we can get away with here in terms of editing a level inside the game in real time, in bits of land that are owned by players. Okay, so I guess we don't have collision on this at the moment, but we can get up here. We can get on top of the wall. Yeah, I just think that is so cool, and I'm sure like people's heads are sort of spinning right now. I mean, I've made a big mess of what we had when we started, but it shows how like we can start with a very sort of generic sort of modularized player housing, and then just let people go crazy with you know, all these custom assets and stuff that they can earn in game, or they can bring in from other spaces, other games. You know, that's the kind of stuff that the technology empowers for us. The other thing that you may notice here in this little environment, you're probably like screaming at your screen right now, telling us to talk about this, but we've got a water effect here. This is from a, I think it's called Fluid Ninja. Maybe Billy knows a little bit more about it than I do, but it's basically a very low performance intensive like 2D fluid simulation that we can apply to water. We can apply to like fog and clouds and mist. We're going to see a lot of like mist in UMBRIEL and all kinds of stuff. That's just it's really fun, and it's going to be really cool. And it responds, as you can see, it responds to like player physics there, but also if we take like let's see, let's make a wall here. Yeah, put a wall in here. You'll see how this actually interacts with the water as well. If you move it down there, I think that's like just so cool. We got, let's try it with a Yeah, and you can see like we can do all this stuff really without getting any sorts of frame drops or anything. Like it's really performance friendly and just like looks awesome. So we're gonna have a lot of fun playing around with this as well. Yeah, this is just a little test environment we got there. Oh my god, I've really made a mess here, haven't I, Billy?
Yeah, I love how it started like, oh, I'm gonna modify my home, and it's just turned into a tower of boxes.
Listen, boxes are what we got right now, so that's that's what I'm using. Oh my goodness. So while we're speaking about SDK, we're also working on a scripting language interpreter, which is going to allow me to implement and update a lot of quests and dialogue directly in-game as well, without having to get under the developer's feet, which as a writer is really, really dang cool. Now, finally, Timmy hid a little Easter egg in the construct for us. So I'm going to come in here and let's have a look at that. So let me set up the server hosting. There we go. Are you wearing a Tricon over the hood? You go with the unhooded one, you jabroni. Oh,
this looks awesome. I love this.
No, it's clipping through the top of that. I asked Timmy to start putting a couple of the right, a couple of the new assets in here. Oh man, these guys still absolutely hit like trucks though, don't they?
I died.
Oh no. Oh geez, they really got you, didn't they?
Why can't I swing my sword?
The critical distance with the ranged weapons is actually working really nicely, I think. Because you can almost use it to like CC these enemies at a distance, but you can't really do like meaningful damage to them. So if you shoot this guy before he starts shooting me, yeah, shoot him from back there and you can like stun lock him a little bit, I think. Oh no. Alright, here, I'll stun lock these guys for you, there you go. And just wail on him. This is not working as intended, but this is the meta right now. You get one person with a rifle just to CC, while the other one wails on him. Yeah, we'll do it on this guy, there we go. Yeah, so we've set, I know we've talked about this before, but we've set like a critical distance for ranged weapons. Where if you're not right up in their face, you're going to be out of danger, but you're also going to be doing like pretty negligible damage. So it's a real kind of risk-reward type of system. Alright, there we go. Okay. Here we go. Okay, now Billy.
Oh!
Can you...
What? Don't tell me he moves.
Who is that?
If he moves, I'm gonna lose it.
No, he's just got his little idle animation. But I asked Timmy to put him in somewhere. Who is this guy?
That is menacing in game.
Wow. I know, look at the scale as well.
Oh, that's come out awesome looking in game. Holy.
Yeah, I think you should be really happy with him. So yeah, come on, tell us who is this guy? What's this guy's deal?
This is the boss that you have to fight to complete the UMBRIEL dungeon.
To escape UMBRIEL, you have to fight this guy.
Yeah. That is, I'm a little bit
He's no
short
joke.
for words. This is crazy.
Yeah, this guy is no joke. So those of you who have a Revenant Metakrew, this guy is a Revenant, technically. He's had some stuff done to him. I'm not going to tell you too much because it's a little bit spoilery. But he is going to be no joke. We've been working on designing his fight, designing all of his mechanics and everything, and he's, yeah, you might be able to get a little hint at the kind of mechanics that he might be throwing at you by looking at his design, but, yeah, he's going to be a real challenge. He's going to be no joke. I would not recommend trying to solo this dude. Yeah, but I thought this was a nice little Easter egg to chuck in here. Don't you think?
Oh, that's made my day. That's insane. Even the weapon, like just the style of it and the scale, like it sells his scale, like it's a hook that you would. Oh, I'm getting attacked. It's a hook that you would sort of pull up like a fishing line with, like an industrial, like clamp, and he's like sharpened the end of it to turn into like it's just I don't know. I love it.
Yeah.
It's all come out really nice. I'm very happy with this. And the fact that when I seen him in game, it was actually scary means that
Coming around the corner here and seeing him like poking out there, like ooh. So if
just
I turn
looks
up the
so heavy and so strong, you know, it's really selling.
The fog and clouds there.
Yeah, that's someone you really don't want to pick a fight with.
Yeah. There's no joke. Yeah. So we're still working on the rest of the enemy design in UMBRIEL at the moment, but we wanted to start with this guy and let some of his elements sort of inform the rest of it, which I think was a good call, was a good way to go. So, what else? Oh yeah, we partnered with IMX. just
to throw that on top.
Away. Just a footnote. Yeah, look, that's something I'll link in the description below. I'll link to the press release and articles for that if by some chance you haven't caught up with that yet. But we are going to be using Immutable X for our layering solution. We are still going to be supporting Polygon and assets from mainnet and all other places kind of over time. Like we know that cross-chain and inter-chain compatibility and that sort of interoperability that is so central to our vision is going to become more and more easy and more streamlined over time. But we are committing to IMX to basically help us scale up and distribute the assets that are dispensed inside New Ganymede, like the passport and like all these other cool little cosmetic items that you're going to be earning. Yeah, we decided that they were the best solution. They're basically completely and singularly committed to onboarding gamers, and that's the kind of thing that obviously we want to focus on for New Ganymede. We're very aligned in that vision. They're offering us some great dev support, some marketing support, and again, most importantly, some onboarding support. So it's going to be a really wonderful partnership that is a huge milestone for all of us here. So you'll see us talking about that in other spaces, but that is really big news. Well, with that, thank you all so much for watching. We hope you're enjoying the journey so far. We understand that some of you are seriously itching to get in and join us here in New Ganymede, and we're doing everything we can to make this world as much fun as possible for when that day comes. I'd also like to set up an AMA in the next couple of weeks, so if you have any questions at this point, please drop them in the comments below or in our Discord at discord.gg/Metakrew or on Twitter @TheMetakrew. Thanks again, everyone. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
I can never forgive you for what you've done!
I'm not going first. No chance you can. Whoa! Okay, I'm going. Call Mr. Staggers.